SBL Pre-seen time. It's March 2026 and it's magazines. I think it's a pretty good one, and this video is going to give you loads of helpful stuff for this pre-seen. It's going to start with our 5 big key issues, things we think is really important you know about this case study. Then we're going to give you some actions, things you really need to do to be ready for the exam, including Andrew's top tips on which topics you need to revise. And then we're going to finish with the elephant in the room, the big thing that is not mentioned anywhere in this case study that is absolutely business critical for the magazine industry right now.
Sounds great, Ben. This is a good case. So hit us with your first key issue. What do you reckon?
Now, this key issue number 1 is mission and values. Now, I don't think it's the key issue because it's so important to have great mission and values. It's because it's so useful in the exam for you to use the mission and values. We are told all these E's about their mission. We engage, we entertain, we educate. E about what we do. Boring. Not that interesting, I don't think. But the stuff that is really interesting is we love our employees. We'll do anything for our employees. And we really care about the environment and sustainability. These things are so useful because in the exam, they will either be doing great stuff for their employees and really caring about the environment. And you can say that's in line with our values and therefore earn extra marks for saying it. Or they'll be doing something that's killing the environment or making staff redundant and really not good for employee development at all. And you can say, this is a particular problem for us because it goes against our values and our shareholders have seen this stuff and our wider public interest would care and they would hold it against us.
Key issue number 2, print-based edition sales are plummeting. They are falling off. Now, not everyone is buying these paper editions. I am a big fan of the Little Kids National Geographic magazine for my children. And full of Ben's more highbrow than me with The Economist. Thanks, Ben. But what we're seeing again around the world is that sales are dropping off of these print editions. So they need to make that revenue up somewhere else. And when you look at their revenue, it's actually sort of leveled off. So where's that coming from? Well, you can see it. Advertising is doing really well. So advertising sales are going up. Now that's a balance, isn't it? Because if people are buying fewer of these, then surely it's less valuable for advertisers to actually promote their products in these magazines. So where's that coming from? Well, they've also got the online editions of these magazines as well. So presumably more tailored, but more bespoke marketing going on in there, which maybe people are willing to pay a premium for.
Key issue 3, subscribers. We love subscribers. Subscribers are recurring revenue. Just think about how many subscriptions you have to, I don't know, Netflix, Prime, whatever else it is that you subscribe to. Do you actively decide every month, yeah, I'm going to keep my Netflix? Or does it just keep charging you a small amount every month and you don't even notice it and you just keep using the service? Right? All companies love sticky, recurring revenue. And where we have a subscriber in this industry, it's even more valuable because with print, we know that that person has already paid and therefore we can print them a copy and send it to them. So we can manage our printing, we can manage our logistics, we can plan more effectively because we know exactly who we need to print for and where we need to send our products. We love a subscriber.
And key issue number 4 is about data. Now, data in this case is going to be really useful for Merceh. They are getting all of this data from their subscribers and from the readers of their articles. So they'll be looking at which articles are viewed the most. They'll be looking at what percentage completion rate of those articles are being read. But they can also then offer tailored experiences. So they will promote articles that are more useful for you or you're more likely to read. They can then analyze those. They can use it for marketing purposes. So the advertisers will know, right, this person may be really interested in your product. So big data and data analytics is brilliant. But not only that, of course, that opens up the can of worms, which is cybersecurity. Whenever we're dealing with data, that exposes them to threats. So they've got to be very careful about data regulation and data security as well.
And it does talk about a regulator, doesn't it? The NMSMA or whatever they're called. I've probably got the name wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, the regulator important in this industry, as it is in every single industry, and it talks specifically about data. Key issue number 5 is cost control and consolidation, all the C's. This business is ripe for some cost cutting. And there's 2 big areas. One of them is around head offices. They've got 8 different head offices with little junior offices underneath, one for each division of the company and an overall head office too. All of this big office space that's expensive, fixed cost. Why do they have it? It's because it's a legacy cost. It's a legacy business. 60 years ago when we were set up, we needed all this office space because people work from the office. And now they come in 2 days a week, some of our authors. We don't need all this office space. But we haven't got rid of it because, well, maybe we've got long leases, or maybe we just don't want to annoy our staff because we care about them so much because of our values. But it's ripe for some cost control on the premises front. It's also ripe for some cost control on printing. We do printing in-house. Now, printing is a big capex, right? Big capital expenditure required to buy efficient, new, shiny printers that are energy efficient and good for the environment and use less paper and the best ink and all this sort of stuff. Requires a lot of money to be spent. And maybe having our own in-house versions, we're not perhaps going to update them as frequently as someone who can spread that printing cost over many, many more units than us. Someone else bigger might have more economies of scale. This is ripe for outsourcing our printing. It's not one of our core competencies. It's not something our customers really care about. So it's something that we could really look at outsourcing and saving some money on. Andrew, that's us done now for our 5 key issues. Now we're going in for actions for the students. So actions from you.
Action number 1, question practice is absolutely key to passing SBL. So do questions. Now, ideally, you'll have mocks based on Merceh. So for all of our students on our Club SBL courses, we provide 2 mock exams based on this actual pre-seen. So we're going to be looking at this and writing questions that really tie in with this industry and give you a great opportunity to practice.
With our answers and with videos as well, debrief videos.
Absolutely. And you know what? You can still buy that course now. There's still that pre-seen
way.
club available. Yeah, there is. So we got that. Now, if you can't get access to an incredible resource such as that one, you can always use a past exam. You could use like BGO or PVS from recent years and just take the questions and imagine you're answering them based on your pre-seen, because a lot of the time it still would be valid. You know, what sort of acquisitions can they make, or what sort of ethical issues do they face? You can still answer those questions. So question practice, absolutely key.
Second action is read and reread. So you must read the case study yourself. If you haven't done it already, right? Get a copy of it, probably print it out or have it on your machine, whatever, and read it actively, making your own notes, doing your own analysis. Yes, you're getting mine and Andrew's analysis here, but making your own analysis is really going to help you to understand the information better. So you're reading it once, then you leave it a couple of days, doing some question practice or whatever, and then you read a clean copy of it again, because after you've started doing questions, you start getting into whatever information was in those questions rather than what was in the pre-seen. So I'd be recommending you read this at least 5 times, leaving a few days in between each reading of it. And particularly the night before the exam, you are definitely reading a clean copy of this again so that the actual pre-seen, actual data, actual information is fresh in your mind.
Key action number 3, revise some of the topics that are hinted at in this one. So here we go. Some tips for you. I would be looking at integrated reporting. I'd also be looking at market segmentation, acquisitions. There's a big hint there that a lot of companies are acquiring each other. Cost control, as Ben has mentioned, and sustainability. They're 5 things I'd be looking at. Now, there's some great technical articles available on ACCA's website. But to save you some time, Ben and I have done our summaries of some of those technical articles just in 10 minutes, giving you the key things you need to know to save you reading those. So go and check those out on our Club SBL YouTube.
Action number 4. Get off YouTube. You can definitely overdo it with watching analysis videos. The important analysis is your own analysis. You understanding the case study for yourself. You can easily waste 15, 20 hours watching other tutors' analysis of the pre-seen, and you're going down a rabbit hole that's not that helpful. Really important you're reading it yourself. Really important that you're doing question practice. And the more videos you're watching on YouTube, the more you're actually distracting yourself from the useful activities of getting ready for the exam, practicing your problem solving skills, getting to know the pre-seen for yourself. These things will help you pass. Watching lots and lots of tutor analysis of the pre-seen probably isn't going to be that valuable.
Now, Ben, you teased us with the elephant in the room. There's one big thing missing from this case that isn't mentioned a single time, but could be really, really useful for them as a business. Go on, reveal it. What is it?
It is artificial intelligence.
AI?
Not mentioned anywhere. Nowhere.
No.
And you're a strategic business leader. You are trying to make long-term decisions for your company, and you're not talking about the massive disruptive technological advancement that is happening right before our eyes. Now, it is not mentioned in the pre-seen because it's so fast moving that it's very hard for ACCA to print something here that it doesn't become out of date really, really quickly. I think that's why it's not mentioned. It probably is going to be mentioned in your actual case study in the exam, but we don't know that for sure. It may be, it may not be. What you need to be doing with AI. So I would be thinking about where AI could be useful in this business. And there's so many places, like in creating content. So improving the style of the articles to make them in line with the publication or whatever, editing, production, ideas, but also the stuff Andrew was talking about with data. Which articles are getting promoted? Which articles, what order are they coming in? Which bits of advertising are being put alongside each piece of content specific to each user? All this stuff AI could help with. Now, in the exam, you mentioned AI a bit. You talk about specifically where it could be relevant for the question you're answering. You're not writing some big pre-prepared thing about AI. You are using it to answer your question, and then that's it.
Right, thanks for watching. Make sure you check out our videos on Club SBL, and we'll be providing you with more insight before the exam. Take care.